Imagine Our World Happy is the journey of 5 women who have followed their heart's desire to be with wild spinner dolphins during their pregnancy. And all of these women had the intention of a natural birth. I feel blessed that I was able to be a witness to this process because in 2011, I too had dreams of being with the wild spinner dolphins when I was about 4 months pregnant. And I didn't know how to explain these, especially to friends or family. And I started to do a little research. And at 32 weeks pregnant, I brought my son, who had just turned 3, to the big island of Hawaii without knowing one person to follow my calling. And I had the most incredible, beautiful birth and empowerment. And I spent 2 months swimming with the dolphins. I went into labor with the dolphins. And this really provided me with the biggest experience that it's okay to trust, that the more we trust in ourselves, the more we trust in our intuition, the more we get out of our heads, the more beauty and peace and joy we experience in our everyday life. My last blog post before I left Hawaii was that I wanted to create a center where every woman who desired to follow their dreams to be with the dolphins could come, and they would be loved, they would be supported, they would be nurtured to continue to trust that path. Most of our population is living in a stressful go, go, go rat race life. I live there. I've experienced it, but it doesn't have to be. And when we're in that go, go, go stressful life, we are creating a stressful environment for the growth and the nurture of our unborn child. And it is already proven that stress itself is the number one cause for disease. And we have an epidemic of childhood diseases. It's not a coincidence. We are living in this life that is not serving a lot of us. And we are birthing children into a world of distrust and separation. And we're trying our hardest to provide the best environment for our children. But that environment is not really shaped by our intuition. It's not shaped by what we truly feel and desire inside. It's shaped by society. It's shaped by how we now have been told how things should be and how they're supposed to be and how to conform to a system that really isn't serving us, a system that is continuing to nurture disease, unhappiness. And that's complete opposite of our birthright. It's a complete opposite of joy. It's a complete opposite of love. It's a complete opposite of excitement. And the more that we can bring joy into our everyday lives, and the more that we can lower our stress, and the more that we can learn to trust in our innate self, knowing it all inside, that life can be full of more peace. It can be full of more joy. It can be full of more time to do the things that you love, or maybe even just time to remember what is it that you love. And to have more people around who really put your happiness and your being first and allow for that creation to unfold, the more we're going to bear children into an environment that's going to support them to trust, for them to feel loved, for them to encounter an experience of safety and security, and that everything is okay and everything is perfect. And that's really what's important. I believe that's the root for our happiness and for our future, is to step back from what we think we're supposed to be doing and following almost mindlessly, not because we're not smart and not because we don't know, but because life has become so fast and we're constantly catching up that we don't even give ourselves the time or the opportunity to step back and breathe and to reassess. A lot of times, an opportunity to sit back and reassess happens when there's a death in the family, or when you become pregnant, or when you have a near death experience, or when you become so sick you can't do your daily activities. And that's what happened to me. I had this amazing, beautiful experience in Hawaii, birthing my daughter and experiencing what it felt like to let go and to just live in bliss. And for some reason, I thought it was only that moment. And I went back to my regular life and continued to try to be the person who I was supposed to be, and had my own business and was doing my yoga and I was meditating and I was breastfeeding, trying to nurture a relationship with my partner, homeschooling, the list can continue, paying a mortgage, paying car payments. And I just kept pushing through it, thinking, okay, if I just get through this part, I'm going to have a break. If I just get through this part, I'm going to have a break. And yeah, my break happened in the hospital. And completely separated from my 17-month-old and by then my 4.5-year-old. And I was on my deathbed. The chaplain was visiting me, and my whole body had become numb, and I was paralyzed, including my vocal cords. So I was not even able to speak. And that really gave me a different perspective of what it was to fully let go and to receive and to listen a lot more. Something that it's almost impossible to listen when your mind is running 1,000 miles per hour and your to-do list never ends. How are you supposed to take the time to listen? And so to me, being in the hospital, as much as it was a very challenging time in my life, was the greatest gift to really step back, observe, and listen. And that listening for me was to my higher self, to God, to spirit. And it became so clear after 3 weeks of being completely immobilized and unable to communicate that I was not living my dream. I was not living my potential. And I already knew what that was. I had written it a 1.5 years ago, of creating a place, a sanctuary where other women could go to feel what I felt, to experience what I felt. That love, that trust, that surrender, and to feel the most alive that I had ever felt in my life. And, with the beautiful support of my family, I was able to make a move to Hawaii. And although it was the most challenging choice probably I had to make as I separated from my partner and brought my 2 kids to Hawaii, now I have the chance to witness women, beautiful, strong, courageous women leaping into their dreams, trusting in their intuition. And it goes much more beyond being with the dolphins. I believe the dolphins play their role. They are these beautiful beings who completely exhibit love, unconditional love, joy, playfulness, excitement, unity. And when women, pregnant women especially, have their first encounter with these dolphins, it's like the whole world stands still. It's like maybe the first time that they can remember where they were just in that moment. And that moment was so full of love and so full of peace and joy. And it's like a reminder of, wow, I can experience this every single day. And that is the truth. And we don't need the dolphins to do that every single day. But being an experiential learner that I am, for me, it's an opportunity to not just know in your head or in your heart that that experience can be, but to actually live it. And, you know, after swimming with the dolphins probably for a year, before I started fully diving into supporting women, pregnant women, to be with the dolphins, I had to completely, you know, like heal and trust in myself that this isn't crazy. You know, like a lot of people might find the work that I'm sharing is crazy. A lot of people find fear in it. And it took a lot of courage for me to move past that fear and to really put myself on the line that I am a liaison. That's all I am. I am a liaison for you to fulfill your dream. and that every woman's dream is so different. And another really cool part about this documentary is that each woman's journey is so incredibly different. Even though there's so many common themes intertwined throughout the documentary, it's that each journey is so special.